More than 80% is not subscribed to the channel, so please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. Hey traders, today we are gonna look to a new scalping indicator, which is the STC, and it should be a better MACD. If you look into the indicators and search for STC, Mr. Shajan KM is saying it's a better MACD, so we are gonna test that one out. The basics are quite simple for this indicator, but we will have some rules, otherwise it's not gonna work. But as the basic is, when it goes green underneath the 20, that's a long signal, and when it turns red above the 80 or 75 it's actually, then we will go short. As you can see here, it turns red right here, and we had a nice short position. It turned long right here, and if you had your stop loss underneath the last swing low, then you would have taken a profit as well. But we want to have some rules, because otherwise it gives you a lot of false signals. So what we are gonna add is at least the EMA, to only trade in the current trend. Length of 200, I'll make it red. So you only take long positions when it's above the red line, and you only go short positions when it's underneath the red line. But I want to have more rules for this strategy, because it still gives you quite a lot of false signals, and we want to avoid that. So we are gonna add Adx for this, and that signals us the strength of the current trend. So we want to place a order when it's above the 20 line. Okay, you will miss out quite a lot of entries, but still it helps you to get rid of false signals. So I would prefer that instead of taking every trade, and yeah, I prefer to miss some trades to be more sure that my trade will be in a profit in the end. So I draw a horizontal line on the 20 level. So where would we take a long position? Let's look one up here. We could take one here. Would have stopped us out depending on your stop loss. Last swing low would have saved you, but, and the other one would be right here. It is above the ADX, the 20 line. It's pretty high, and it turned green underneath the 20 level, 25 level I mean. Then we set a long order right here, last swing low 1.5. You would have had a nice profit. You can check if this one would have made us a profit, but this is purely if this trade would have worked out or not. This would be purely on the rules that you set for your stop loss. On the EMA you would have stopped out. The other swing low, like this could be a nice support. This one would have saved you, but in the end, yeah, you would have taken the profit. It's all purely depending on where you put your stop loss. For me right now, I'm going to use the risk reward of 1.5 purely for back testing for you guys. Normally I also check for the support and resistance lines to know where I will place or get my target point. But for back testing, it's easier to just take a strict rule for taking your profit. For my stop loss right now, I'm gonna place it depending of where the EMA is and my last swing low. Like if I, as an example, if I would have taken a long position here, I could not because the ADX is underneath, but still, if I have taken it here, I would place my not my stop loss on the EMA, but I will do it beneath the last swing low, because that's gives me a little bit more space, especially when a long wick like that. It's a bit depending on what the history did. If I would have taken a long here, I would have taken like this swing low. If I would have taken a long, for example, right here, I would have placed it on the just underneath the 200 EMA. It's a bit depending on where I currently am. So I'm gonna backtest it now 100 times. If you want to use BYBIT like we do, there's a link in the description down below. You can get up to 3.5% of a bonus of what you deposit, so that can be quite a lot. We only use BYBIT these days because we just really like it and it's really easy to use. So if you want to learn more about BYBIT or want to start using it, there's a link down in the description. So after 100 trades, these are the results. Only 5-minute time frame with a risk reward of 1.5. We had a win percentage of 53%. And because we had a risk reward of 1.5, we would have gained 26.5 on our account. In my opinion, that's not bad at all after 1.5 months. If you play with leverage or a big portfolio, you can grind some nice profits in here. Best win streak is 8, lose streak is 6. So yeah, so if you start and there is a chance that you have a losing streak of 6. So it's all about where you put your stop loss. Don't get yourself busted with not setting any stop losses and that sort of stuff. Always make use of it, especially when you're scalping and especially when you're doing in BTC, because there's a lot of volatility and you can get liquidated really fast. So right now this is the number 1 of the last tests I've done. So yeah, I would recommend it, this strategy. It would have started with a balance of 1k and a win rate of 53. Would have taken profit of 1.5% and a stop loss of 1%. And we did leverage 10 and we used BYBIT, especially BYBIT. It's pretty important that you use BYBIT for these types of trading, because if you use a limit order, especially when you take a profit, always use a limit order because you don't pay any fees, then you even get money from it. So if I run the strategy, you would have made 3k after 100 trades. So that's in 1.5 months. You can have a nice salary from it. So yeah, I really like this strategy. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, please like. Don't forget that we have a Discord. It's free. There's a nice community running there where you can ask me anything, especially about trading. I have the best answers for that. But yeah, just come and visit us. And if you want to trade on BYBIT, please use our link. I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.